summon the spirits. What is that?
I don't know.
What? What is that?
Oh my god, is it the dead card?
Oh my gosh, it is the death card. Oh no. But you know what? The death card, it's not a bad card.
Oh no?
Sometimes people freak out that it's, but we were playing with a Ouija board. It's
Il y
weird.
avait des esprits qui s'en allaient
I feel like,
dans le
what
parc
is
de la
that? Do you
Saint-Jean.
hear that? Is this a...
Le Jack est arrivé,
the death
puis il
card
disait
is
plein
missing out
d'affaires
of my
bizarres
deck.
en français.
Oh, that's so strange.
Il a
What's
dit,
going
on
on?
parle
The death card is
français.
not supposed to mean death. It's supposed to
On
mean
parle
rebirth and like
français.
regeneration, like new beginnings. But what I hear some
Puis là,
some voices.
le
Like, what
Jack
is
est
this?
arrivé.
Yeah, why can't you hear them?
Puis Jack a
Is,
dit,
like I
pourquoi
don't
tu parles pas
understand why I can't hear
français?
them. Like
Pourquoi?
I'm supposed to be
Comment
able to
ça?
hear voices and like hear the
Qu'est-ce que
spirits.
faire, tout ça?
They're speaking French.
Ben là,
Why
tu
can't
peux
you
pas.
hear them? You speak French.
Aide-moi
Yeah,
pas.
it's because they speak French from France. Français de France.
Ah! Ah! Hello and welcome to my spooky special. I hope you enjoyed that little skit. I love making B-grade films. So a little bit about me. I did put on 2 Horror Fest for the past 2 years where I was living, so in 2019 and 2018. Unfortunately, we couldn't put it on this year because of COVID. So I just want to honor that film festival that we put on, me and my team, Tony Henderson and Brian Cholito back in Squamish, BC. It was so fun. It was amazing. I love Halloween so much. That was my original reason for putting it on. And then I just started really liking making videos. So I want to just honor that time. Anyways, so I went back to the spookiness about how I love Halloween. Now I wanted to do this skit because of the misconceptions that are in this video as well. So first of all, I want to start with the Ouija board. That was not a real Ouija board. It was a prop. This Ouija board that we have, like the look of it in the video, is actually a mouse pad. So I bought it for that reason, because I wanted it as a prop, because I take Ouija very seriously. When you're connecting with spirits, you have to be very careful. I had one as a child, and yes, when I connected with spirits, I was very careful. There was one that I connected with a lot. I never talk about this actually. There was a spirit called Kiki who I connected with, and I would write to her, like write letters, but I took it very seriously because evil can come through in the Ouija boards, as we've seen in many movies. But this is real, so you have to be very careful with Ouija and treat it with respect. So in the little skit that I did, that one is not a real Ouija board, so don't worry. Second misconception, we have the death card, and you can hear it in my friend's accent. So she is French Canadian. So when she says death, it's very hard for them to say th. So the death card, and my partner too, he's French Canadian. So it's th is just like impossible for them to say it properly, but I thought it was really neat. This video was supposed to turn out spooky, but I feel like it turned out a little bit more funny, and so like a spookiness, funniness, Halloween special. And so the death card is actually a really good card. And there we have it. We have the death card here. It just magically appeared. So the death card that we see in the forest is actually, it's a good card. It means end of an old cycle, beginning of a new. It can represent death, but most of the time it represents end of an old cycle, beginning of a new. End of a relationship, end of a contract, end of a work situation, end of something that's just not working for you anymore. So this is a very, very good card. And I do want to mention that Scorpio, or the death card, represents Scorpio, because Scorpio is all about transformation, and this is my month. Scorpio. I am a Scorpio, so my birthday is on November 2nd. It's the Day of the Dead. I talked about it in my last video, my last pick a card reading, about how special that day is for me, Day of the Dead, because it's to honor the lives of people that have passed. Now, it's a Mexican celebration. We don't quite celebrate it in North America, but there is, well, I would say in the States more so. I haven't really seen it in Canada, but in Mexico, it is a huge celebration. And one day I really, really want to go to Mexico for this day, because I really feel connected to that day. So that is Day of the Dead. Look it up. It's really cool. So it's a really neat celebration that they do for the ones that have passed on. All right, and the third misconception here, it's kind of a funny one. So I am living in Quebec now. I have moved to Quebec with my partner. He is French Canadian. And we've bought a house and we're going to start a family hopefully soon. Maybe when COVID, things get figured out with that because it's not a good time for that. Now, the speaking French in that, it's actually he's actually speaking French Canadian, so Quebec French, Quebecois, not France French, but we did like the skit kind of backwards. But talking about that misconception of hearing spirits. So when psychics have developed their clairaudience, there's a misconception that, well, what if they speak a different language? Well, there is a universal language that they use to be able to hear the messages from the spirits. Now, I don't have clairaudience very developed myself, so I don't hear spirits. And same with clairvoyance. I don't see, and I don't see auras. This is something that I just haven't worked on or developed enough. And it's something that I really want to work on and really want to develop. And I do have a whole video that's dedicated to that, talking about the clairsenses, the 8 clairsenses. So I strongly identify with clairtangency, which is clear touch, so touching objects and being able to pick up emotions from that object, or seeing, not seeing things, but I feel. So that's the other one that I really resonate with, is clear consensus. So clear consensus is clear feeling, like being able to feel someone's pain, someone's physical pain. And I have this with animals all the time. I'm so sensitive towards animals' pain. It's like there could be an animal, I don't know, like sometimes when I get these feelings that take over, and I can feel when my dog is in pain. It's something that I for a long time I thought was a curse. I think of it as a gift now, but for a long time it was really, really hard to deal with. And now I try and accept it and move on from it, but also understand that I can feel that, and that's how I can communicate with spirits, is through the feeling. So I don't see, and I don't have clairvoyance quite. I sometimes see, but I don't have it quite developed as much as some like mediums. Well, the mediums are more clairaudience. They hear the voice or they see. Again, this is stuff that I'm still learning, and it's stuff that I feel like there is different opinions and different information out there about it. So I just want to talk about what my strengths are. And I also have clair empathy, being able to empathize with someone and being able to put myself in their shoes. Anyways, it's just a misconception with being able to hear the voices or of the ones that have passed. So like mediums, when they communicate with spirits, there is this misconception about the language. And I just wanted to do a little skit and talk about the misconceptions there, and talk about like having fun, like Halloween. It's spooky, it's fun. I love Halloween so much. It's fall is my favorite time of year. I know for a lot of people it is depressing, but for me, I absolutely love it. Sometimes I feel a little bit down, but we all do. We all go through ups and downs throughout our days. But anyways, thank you so much for following along and watching my little spooky addition to my channel. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel, or both. Thank you.